other people on the board that just aren't here?
One
There's
person.
one more.
One more. Okay.
And we are live. All right, so I want to start by yes, one person. So I'll keep an eye open for them to see if they pop in. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback here. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Nottawa Hall Board meeting, the very first one. So I'm going to start the meeting off as we don't have an official chair, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the agenda, but we'll start with the approval of the agenda. At this point, I'll ask for a mover and a seconder.
I'll move that.
I'll second. I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion on that? Any questions? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Wonderful, motion's carried. All right, so the second item is disclosure of disqualifying interest or in general nature thereof. Does anyone have anything they wish to disclose at this point? Wonderful. If there's anything that crops up as we're going through the agenda, you can certainly put your hand up or flag us down or say something and we can address it then. Number 3 is approval of previous minutes. So be it resolved that the Nottawa Hall Board hereby approve the meeting minutes dated September 8th, 2022 as presented. Do I have a mover and seconder?
I'll move that.
I can second that.
Okay, any discussion on that? Any questions, comments? Wonderful, call the vote. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Number 4, now into the good stuff. So election of chair. So do we have any nominations for the position of chair?
I guess I'll nominate Jason White as chair.
Okay, any other nominations for chair? Jason, do you accept this nomination for chair?
Yeah.
All right, so the recommendation going forward will be it resolved that the Nottawa Hall Board hereby appoint Jason White as the chair of the Nottawa Hall Board. Do I have a mover and a seconder?
I can move it if you second it, whatever. I better get in there.
So moved by Shirley, seconded by Councillor Deneen. All those in favor? Carried. Jason, now you're the chair, so I'll hand it over to you if you wish.
Do we not do anything with the business arise coming from the minutes?
Did I skip that? Or is it not on here?
It might not be on there. I just noticed in the minutes, having a closer look, that there was a bunch of stuff that should have happened re the small halls.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, maybe Councillor Deneen can help a little bit with this.
Ask and let's see.
Well, I just saw that. Oh gosh, I lost the email. Son of a gun. Lexi, Phillips meeting agenda. I don't want the agenda. I want the minutes. There was the board discussed the event of the hall, costs for food, staff, music, and they discussed possible activities for the Backroads rally.
It was all done. Like
Yeah, I know, but we haven't had a meeting since then.
No, we haven't.
Sorry, Jason, did you want to, we can amend the agenda and add an update portion? Did you want to do that maybe?
I just don't know what came of all the small hall stuff, because we haven't had a meeting since then because we weren't aboard anymore.
So you know what, maybe I'll touch base with Lexi and have her to reach out and provide an update to the board.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, because I could go through it, but
Yeah.
it would be better if we had it somewhere kind of acknowledged. Like we received 3 checks that were in the deposit. that the bank account shows that Carrie collected, which were reimbursements from the township. We deposited a certain amount of cash. And as far as the expenditures, Calvin did our expense sheet and handed it in. And I'm not privy to that. So the small halls people should do that probably.
Yeah.
We should probably get something back from a reconciliation from them,
Okay.
from Amanda, maybe, Amanda Murray.
Okay. I also see here that that our portion to be paid back that we owe the township. I think we paid them back $10,000 last year. I might be off on my numbers, but I think Carrie sent a message today confirming that we did pay back. So there's just something in here about the payback. And I just wanted to make sure that it was noted in this meeting that we have followed up on that, and that
Jason, this says approved to pay back a portion in the amount of $5,000.
that's right.
I think we tried to do that twice and we had to redo it. So I think what comes to mind to me is just the $5,000. And excuse me, everyone that's listening, we don't have a treasurer. So everything we do goes through to the township, and it's just a little bit confusing on our part. What's coming and going, we just make sure it's delivered. And yeah, there's no real treasurer to give us an update on it. So.
And usually when the staff at the township send us a financial report with the agenda.
Yes.
And this one doesn't have it because I think there's a new person and we haven't assigned a person and blah, blah. So anyway, it will happen, I think, in the future once we figure all this out.
They have a new financial analyst now. Emmy left right when we were doing our transition. And yes, there was a gentleman I was introduced today. So I'm sure we'll be talking with him or having something from him shortly.
Yeah, we'll figure all this out. But I just, because of the business arising from the minutes, there was a couple things in the minutes that we needed to go through before we move on to the next item on the agenda, which I got to get back to somehow. So the next item is the election of the treasurer, but I think we're going to, as discussed, we're going to defer that. And at least give us a little bit of time under our belts to figure this out. Which leads us then to the booking agent. I don't think I can make a motion, can I?
Sorry, Jason, can we just make a motion to defer that item and get a mover and seconder?
For sure.
Can I make a motion to defer the appointment of the treasurer to the next meeting, which would be, when's our next meeting? February 9th. Does that sound right? And I'm going to probably have a conflict on February 9th. So we could even, yeah, I'm sure you guys can handle it without me.
We can move it too.
Yeah. Okay.
As we get closer, we can move it. Can we have a seconder for that? For the motion? Oh, Shirley?
Yeah.
All in favor? All right, it passes. I don't think as chair I can make a motion. Is that's correct?
You're just asking, are you making a motion or are you just?
I don't think so.
You can't make a motion, but if you can, can't you put a name forward?
I don't know the protocol here.
Do you want me to put a motion forward for Michelle to be the booking agent?
That'd be great. Thank you.
I'd like to put a motion forward for Michelle to be the booking agent.
Awesome. Seconded by hopefully Councillor Deneen. Yes. Now, all in favor? Yay, it passes. Welcome back, Michelle.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Sarah, can I just ask, could he not do that? It isn't a motion, is it? He would have been able to do that.
I've experienced that in the past, and never really thought that would be.
I
a
know he
conflict.
can't make a motion, but yeah,
Right,
okay.
you're putting a name forward,
Yeah, just putting the name
for
forward.
others to consider or whatnot. But that's okay. We've covered it off. Surely
Yep.
put Michelle's name forward. So I will ask and just double check for future reference if that's correct protocol.
Appreciate it. Our bank's financial report, which we don't have much to do with, but our bank account continues to sit with 34,000, which doesn't seem right to me, but because we should have made a $5,000 payment in there. But we'll follow that up with the treasurer and the new analyst when we get an opportunity to do that. Rental report. Michelle, is there anything exciting going on in the rental world?
We have a couple reoccurring rentals. So there's one person that's got it rented out for every Sunday for the next couple of months.
Awesome.
But yeah, aside from that, I'm trying to push it. I'll do some more advertising, see if we can get some more bookings in there.
Awesome. Yeah, it's getting to be the season when people start to book. So
Yeah.
it's traditionally a little slow right now.
That's all right. I think we all needed a break after Christmas.
I think you're right. New business. I got an, oh, sorry, go ahead, Councilor.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I got an email from Amanda today wondering about some of our events. And
Oh.
they're kind of sneaking up on us a little bit. So I'm not sure that we want to, or how we're going to deal with the beer festival and the lobster festival, or if we even want to.
When are these for?
Usually April is the beer festival and June is the lobster festival.
And we didn't do the lobster festival last year.
No.
And the beer festival, it depends. We'll have to talk to the rest of the volunteers. I think, Jason, just about time constraints. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we don't have Patrice, and I don't even have any of the contact information anymore because I gave it back to Patrice, but I can reach out to her and ask. But
Yeah.
I've got a lot going on in, well, March and April myself. So I don't know about the rest of the people.
Well, we do have a little bit of good news there, is that I ran it the first 3 years and still have all the contacts as well. Well, older contacts. So, I'm around for it. Well, we can pick a date that I'm around for this year. Last year I was away. And I think my April and March are booking up pretty quickly as well. So I know I'm out of the province a few times in April, but we can find a weekend that works, I'm sure. But we can talk about this offline as well. This doesn't necessarily have to be part of our official meeting, so.
Yep.
But it's just a thought to put into everybody's head that we should start thinking about these things, because I have to get some information to the township if we indeed decide to do that.
Duly noted.
Okay. Councillor Deneen, you had some new business?
Yes, but Shirley, did you have something you wanted to
Oh, sorry.
mention?
No, what I was gonna, you've kind of answered it in a way, Jason, because I was like, is there like a separate, like your kind of events volunteer that are meeting separately to do this kind of stuff? Or is it just you? I'm kind of in the dark in that.
Okay.
I'm around, I'm available, I'll help out as
Yeah.
much as I can. So.
Unofficially, no, there's not, but we can form subcommittees that don't have to officially meet to do these things. And that's usually what we do, so that they don't have to be official meetings. So we can, like, if we want to meet at the Dornoch for a beer and talk about it, we can do it that way, kind of deal, rather than be official. And so if we form a subcommittee normally to
Okay.
that is less official.
And so are there people kind of that are typically called upon and they're ready to go?
Yeah, there's a couple of people and they usually are spouses.
Right.
Of ours. Like Tracy Measures gets involved, and
Okay.
usually James and I suspect that we could probably convince Carrie to help us out and James to help us out again, and their daughters get involved. So it's there. Yeah, so I guess the answer to the question is yes, that there is a little group of volunteers that help us out.
Okay.
Now, so Carrie used to look after the Facebook page for us. Carrie said that she would consider helping, but she's not on the board. But I don't know if that meant that she would continue that, or even who has access to that administration. And also, we no longer have a maintenance person, and I've been putting the garbage and the recycling out for the last couple of weeks.
Thank you.
And yeah, so we're going to have to delegate those sort of things. And that's the new business that we're going to have to deal with in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have to officially find somebody to do that tonight, and we'll set up a new group on Facebook or whatever to so that we can talk offline about stuff. Like,
I'm more than happy to do your social media stuff.
oh, awesome.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well,
Okay.
you don't have to make it official. We could do that after.
Yeah, yeah.
I could, at the very least, do your Facebook. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And do you know Carrie Shirley? I think you do. Carrie Merlees. It doesn't matter. We'll get all of us together and we'll just discuss the handover of that.
Yes. I
think you have met Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other new business that we need to talk about?
Also, Calvin still has the keys for the hall, and so if you want to just look after that, Jason, maybe as chair, and see if you want to get them back, and who is going to take over that.
Yeah.
Again, that's maintenance.
I think Carrie has keys too, and we can get those back as well.
Okay.
It says Patrice didn't have a key, did she?
I don't, and Patrice didn't.
I don't think so. Okay. Well, I'll reach out via the Facebook group, the old Facebook group, and see who has keys, and maybe they could drop them off.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that for sure. I think also Calvin controls the heat from
His phone.
Yeah.
Or his computer. Yes. Yeah.
We'll have to figure out a way to do that. And I'm not sure that the billing through Rogers doesn't go through him too, but I'll ask about that. I did see him the other day and I never thought to ask. The only thing left on the agenda is some of our favorite things, the adjournment. So if we could get someone to put a motion forward, that would be awesome, to adjourn.
I could do that. I could put a motion forward
Right.
to adjourn this
Shirley?
first meeting.
All
No,
right. Seconded by Councillor Deneen. All in favor? Everybody, we'll see you February the 9th at 7:30 p.m. for our next meeting. But that's subject to change. And if so, we will change it through the clerk's office as well.
Okay. Thank